Welcome to the ADTRAN University Show Me video series. In this video, I'll show you how to quarantine a user. Quarantining a user allows you to temporarily disable or limit access to network resources. There may be several reasons for doing this. Maybe it's a permanent guest user consuming a large amount of bandwidth every day, or who brought their Xbox to work. It could be you're trying to find out who owns a device. If you block or limit someone's network access, you know that they'll either move on or reach out to IT to find out why they can't pass traffic anymore. Quarantining users will be based on the MAC address of the device. Let's quarantine a user. We'll use this client here as an example. Right now you can see that they've authenticated through an SSID and they're currently assigned to the guest role. So I'm going to go to Configuration, Roles, and I'm going to create a new role. We'll call it Quarantine. I want users authenticated in this role to go to the guest network. In this example, we're going to limit the users and make it pretty unpleasant. So let's set the bandwidth to about 50K. If you wanted to completely block the users, you could leave the firewall rules at the default. Basically, this is an implicit deny all. Or you could say deny if you wanted to stand out, deny any, both ways, anywhere. But I don't want to do that. I want to limit in this example. So let's change that to allow. I want to allow DHCP out. I want to allow DNS out, HTTP, and HTTPS out. And we want to allow DHCP server incoming. And this traffic, we don't know where it's going, so we'll change this to any. What you see here, these are the minimum rules needed to allow internet access. When you create a role, or change firewall rules, you need to apply that configuration to your access points. So I'm going to go up to Domain Task and apply the config. Next, we want to grab the MAC address of the client that we want to quarantine. So I'll go to Status, Clients, and go ahead and select this MAC address here, and I'm copying it. We'll then go to Configuration, Internal Authentication, Devices. I'm going to create a new device. This is MAC authentication here. I'll call this unknown user and go ahead and paste that MAC address in. I want to assign this device to the quarantine role, and I'll create device. Now when you create devices, they take effect immediately. And what that means is if we go over to the status screen and look at clients, we'll see that this client, they have authenticated. We see that device name, it's an unknown user, but it was MAC or device authentication. And they're assigned to the quarantine role. So for this client, they're having a pretty unpleasant experience right now. Later down the road, if you learn that they're a legitimate client, then go back to Configuration, Devices, and then delete that user. So if I delete that device, if I go back to Status, Clients, we'll see they're back to normal authentication, or in this case, SSID authentication, and they're assigned to the guest role. Additional resources can be found in the ADTRAN support community. Thanks for watching ADTRAN University's Show Me video series.